7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
From the Ground Up Productions presents Talk Therapy with Lady Miz. She's here to listen and give advice, but brace yourself. If you can't handle the truth, because she's not sugarcoating a thing. She's getting to the root of the problem and addressing the ugly truth. You're now tuned in to Talk Therapy with Lady Miz.
Yeah, what's good, people? You already know what it is. It's your girl, Lady Miz. This is Talk Therapy Tuesdays, baby. And y'all know it goes down on Talk Therapy Tuesdays. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. And I want to thank those who pulled up early. Thank you. Big shout out to King Charlie Prince for the ones that I could see that dropped those comments in there. Big shout out to K Swiss in the building and whoever else is pulled up right now. Today is a topic. It's a deep topic because it's a topic that a lot of us really don't want to talk about. It's a difficult one to talk about because none of us want to talk about death, right? But we're going to get into that anyway. But before we do that, I just want to give y'all a little bit of insight on what talk therapy is all about, just in case you don't know. Talk therapy is a safe place for us to be able to discuss different topics so that we could come together and create awareness and understandings of importance of accountability so that we can grow into the best versions of ourselves. That is so important. You know what I mean? Just having somebody to talk to is sometimes therapy for us. We need that sometimes. Now, I always like to point out that, yes, I'm a life coach, but no, I am not a therapist for anybody who's asking or wondering. I want to let y'all know that. Ray said, yes, you are. Listen, I guess I got my PhD off the street, right? But I did go to school for that. I have my degree in psychology. Okay. So, I do want to point that out. So not just from that, but also from life experiences. I believe that nothing teaches you better than life itself. You know what I mean? No, I don't think no book can teach you that. I am the ear to listen and give advice, just like the intro says, and I can give you the advice based off of my own knowledge and experience. So that's what talk therapy is about. Today's topic, again, I just want to remind y'all is it costs money to die. You understand what I'm saying? It costs money to die. Don't put your family in debt. You got to get your paperwork right. You got to get it right now and get it right today, okay? Today, I'm going to be discussing all the simple things that you need to do to make sure you have all your things in place and set up just in case you or someone you love was to pass away, okay? We don't need the burden of things like that falling on family members, and it becomes their financial responsibility to have to bury someone, and the family don't know how they're going to do that. I'm sorry, this is a lot of issues that we have going on today, and I am going to break down everything for you guys today. Get your pens ready, get your paper ready, get your iPads, your phones, whatever. If somebody don't know, you're going to learn today. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about the burial in the whole 9 yards. But before I get into that, I want to go to our first commercial break, and this is for those who are content creators. Okay, those who are entertainers, entrepreneurs, and business owners. And if you would like to advertise your services and products, you need to listen up. Let's get to that commercial.
Are you a content creator? Do you make music videos, short films, documentaries, web series, kids shows, movies, stand-up comedy, visual podcast, educational shows, or sports? Are you a fitness instructor or gamer? Do you record church ceremonies or report news? If so, contact From the Ground Up Productions TV by email at fromthegroundupproductions@gmail.com For more information on getting your content played on our network on Roku, where there are over 85 million viewers and growing. No more being limited or blocked on social media from the content you post and create. Get the freedom to be you without restrictions from controlled social media. And if you want to run your ads or sponsor our network, contact us now at fromthegroundupproductions@gmail.com to get started now.
You're now tuned in to From the Ground Up Productions. And you're listening to Talk Therapy with Lady Miz. Broadcasting around the world.
That's right, y'all. That's right. Content creators, make sure y'all hit us up if y'all want to be a part of this network. I want to shout out Thaisha. I want to shout out Kyle Cutter. I want to shout out Mona. I want to shout out King Charlie Prince, DJ Cisco, Tanya, and everybody else that pulling up. Make sure y'all share this with somebody. This is a conversation, that we need to have. Before we get into that, I want to share tonight's affirmations with y'all, okay? So say it with me, all right? I have the wisdom to do the right thing. My life is in order. I am grateful for what I have, and I appreciate those around me, and I love myself. Okay? I'm going to say it one more time. This is so important. I have the wisdom to do the right thing. My life is in order. I'm grateful for what I have, and I appreciate those around me, and I love myself. Make sure y'all understand that's tonight's affirmations from Talk Therapy Tuesdays before we get into this, because loving yourself has a lot to do with getting your paperwork in order, and also it has a lot to do with the ones that you love around you so you don't put them in a financial bind. All right. So here, let's get into this. All right. It is not fair if you are not responsible and don't care enough for yourself to get your stuff in order and have your family fighting over whoever's going to pay to bury you. All right. Now, I know, don't get me wrong. Listen, this is a hard topic to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about death. But the one thing that we are promised in life is death. Okay. That's the one thing that we're promised in life. And it should not be the burden on your family to have to figure out at the last minute how they're going to send you off. What they say when you gain your wings and all of that, that should not be. The family's already grieving. To have to now figure out how they're going to bury you is a whole nother issue. Okay? It shouldn't be the financial burden. And it becomes a financial burden if you don't take care of those things. Okay? So you got to get those things in order. You have to get those things in order. If you have money to drink, if you got money to smoke, if you got money to go to the bar, go to the club, to gamble and buy material items, then you have money for life insurance, all right? So what I'm going to do real quick is talk about life insurance first. We're going to get in deep into this, but anybody who don't understand what needs to happen here, I'm about to tell you. Let's start off with discussing life insurance. Listen, I'm going to open these phone lines up a little bit later on if y'all want to come on here and speak or whatever. Big shout out to cousin Ryan. I see you. Big shout out to D Moet on the check-in. Big shout out to Yvonne. I see y'all pulling up. This is a topic again. Grab everybody. We're going to talk about this. Families, we need to discuss this. This is so important. It costs money to die, and we got to get our paperwork in order. So now what we're going to talk about now is life insurance. Life insurance. Whole life insurance. There's term life insurance, all right? They got a few different names that's out there, but you got to understand whole life insurance. Let me explain what that is in case you don't know. That's life insurance that you pay basically for your whole life. That's why it's called whole life insurance. A lot of people would tell you not to get that. Like I was a big Susie Orman fan. I don't know if y'all know who she is. She teaches, she's a financial advisor. I used to watch her a lot. That's how I learned a lot of the things that I know. All right. She's been on Oprah several times. And she had her own show. Now, she would tell people don't get whole life insurance, because she said, why do you need to pay insurance for your whole life? At some point, you don't want to do that. The reason why some people like whole life insurance is because whole life insurance, it accumulates money with time, and you can take that money out. It's like being in the stock market. So it's up to you what you choose. I'm never going to tell people what to do. That's not my field, but you should have life insurance. Term life insurance is for a certain term. It could be 10 years, 15 years, 30 years. All right. These things are important to have. It's important that you have a will. Okay. If you don't know what a will is a legal document that spells out how you want your affairs to be handled and your assets to be distributed after you die. You allocate who gets what. So your greedy family members ain't fighting over money and what they think belongs to them when they ain't talk to you all damn year, and all of a sudden they want to show up and pull up like they care. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but y'all know, listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Don't nobody want no fakeness. I'm not going to give you fake. I'm going to give you the real, okay? I'm going to give you the real. This the will, this is where the state let me rephrase that. This is where you state who gets what and when it comes to your money, when it comes to your assets and all of that stuff. So that's what the will is about. And just so y'all know, children cannot inherit money. I don't know if y'all know that. Children cannot inherit money. So if you got your kids in your will and they're under the age of 18 years old, they will need a court order to get that money. And then you're going to have to pay fees and all that stuff for court, for the lawyer and all of that. So it can eat into the money that the person left for you. This is why you need a trust. This is exactly why you need a trust. See, some people think that having a will is everything, but having a will is not enough. You need more than just a will, okay? A trust is the name of the document. It's more expensive to have, all right? But it offers more control over your assets. It's another method. I gotta drink some water. I feel like I keep talking and my damn tongue is getting stuck on my teeth. My mouth can't be that damn dry. Hold on, y'all. Oh boy. All right. So anyway, y'all gotta excuse me. I kept saying, I know y'all seen it. Did y'all see it? Well, whatever. All right. So listen, guys. Where was I at? A trust is another method of how you would transfer your estate. You know, so you got to understand that. Okay, a relationship in which you give another party authority to handle your assets for the benefit of the third party. Okay, your beneficiaries and stuff like that. So you got to do you know who your beneficiaries are? Do you have that written down? There are two categories when it comes to a trust. There's a living trust. Okay, you got to know, and that's for you living, right? A will can be used to create a testimony trust. You can also create a trust for the primary purpose of avoiding probate fees, like I mentioned earlier. And that trust is called a revocable living trust. All right. So there's different types that you need to understand. Okay. Again, I'm gonna keep saying this. So we talked about the will, and now we're talking about a trust and understanding what that is. A living revocable trust. This is something while you're alive. It's revocable. You can make changes to it anytime. All right. You can make changes to that any time. That's why it's called living revocable trust. A will and trust, both of them can transfer the estates to whoever they want to transfer it to. Okay. But the trust can skip the probate from the court, the fees that's going to eat into your money. People don't know. They think I got a will and I'm good. Well, your family can still lose out on that money. Okay? Because the courts are going to eat it up. The lawyer's going to eat it up. Everybody's going to eat it up. And then what they're going to be left with? We struggling as it is, right? You want to have your paperwork together so that your family members do not lose out on the money that you did give them. Or you never know. I'm not saying they're going to take it all, but they're going to take some. All right? So that will and trust, they both are estate planning tools that can help ensure that your assets are protected and the person that you want to receive it gets it. If you don't have an estate, plan or whatever, something like that, if you don't have those things to transfer to someone, or if you do, no, let me rephrase that. If you don't have that set up, the government will make that decision for you. Now, do you really want that? Do you want the government making that decision for you, giving it to who they think should get it, when you know that you wanted to leave it to a loved one and they didn't get that? You understand what I'm saying? This is like so important. This is why I'm saying we got to have our paperwork together. I don't know if y'all heard the story with DMX. If y'all following, his ex-wife received his estate and she got control over it, and his kids. Not knocking the kids. We don't know the personal situation, but his fiance, the person that was with him now, ain't getting nothing. She was trying to go and take him to court. That's who he was with. That's who he was rocking with. That's like the person that you with right now. If you helping them build and they have everything and their ex gets everything because DMX did not have his paperwork in order. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we run around here living life and we're not taking care of life after death. You understand? Get that stuff right. If you can afford to have a lawyer, you know what I mean, then do that. If you can afford to have a lawyer, get a lawyer and let them help you get your paperwork in order. But if you can't afford to have a lawyer, let me tell you what y'all can do. Do you know that there's free things online that you can create a will and trust? Did you know that Staples have paper work that you could go to Staples and get that too and fill it out and it becomes a legal document? I don't know if y'all know that, but you know now. If you can't afford a lawyer right now, I'm sure you can afford to go to Staples and do that. When I wanted to make changes to my will, I went to Staples and made some changes until I was able to go back to my lawyer. Because at the time, I wanted to make sure things was in order. Big shout out to Hardy Slice in the building. Big shout out to Tyler Mix. Guys, the comments are going to be, Ray's going to be putting these comments up on the screen. I just really want to touch on making y'all understand what a lot of these things mean before I open up the phone lines. If y'all want the phone lines open, y'all can let me know and we could definitely do that. In the meantime, I just want to educate y'all so that y'all can understand what's going on here and making sure you get your stuff in order. Now, I'm talking about power of attorney. A lot of times people, I told you, a will is not enough, right? You got your will, you got your trust, but do you have your power of attorney? And do you know what that means? Power of attorney is someone who is going to handle your stuff for you. If you can't handle it, they got to pay your bills. They're going to be the ones taking care of you, taking care of your debt, and the whole 9 yards. Do you have that paperwork? Let's say, God forbid, something happens to you and you get into a car accident or you cannot take care of yourself. What is it called? Paraplegic, when you can't move. Did I say it right? You can't move and somebody got to handle all your stuff. Who do you have and who do you trust? That's the real thing. Who do you trust to handle these things for you? Because I'm sorry, I don't know. You ever look around and say, shit, who the hell can I trust? I mean, I know I'm good. I got my husband. I know my husband got me. I'm not worried about that. You understand? He know I got him, right? But the question is, even if you're not married, who do you trust? That you can make your power of attorney to make sure that if something was to happen to you, they are taking care of your stuff. You don't want random people showing up at the hospital who don't like you, ready to pull the plug, okay? I'm going to say that shit just to wake y'all up. You know what I mean? I'm saying shit, okay? You don't want that. People that didn't like you, you know how they show up, okay? Funerals don't count. Spread love now. Big shout out to the pastor in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, out there doing his thing. He got a pamper drive going on to help the ladies in the shelters and out there in the apartments and the projects out there. He got a pamper drive. If y'all want to help this brother, he got a GoFundMe going on. He's doing this thing. Big shout out to the pastor in Brooklyn. There you go. Funerals don't count. Spread love now. I want to shout that brother out because he's doing amazing things and we appreciate that. Now, okay, we're going to talk about funerals. So now y'all understand. If you got your will, you got all that. If you don't die, but you can't handle your business, make sure you get your paperwork for the power of attorney. All right. Now let's talk about funerals. Funerals cost money. Y'all seen the topic? It costs to die. All right. I hate to say it like that. And I'm telling you, guys, let me just tell y'all something that y'all don't even know. You can ask my husband. I already did my obituaries done. I could show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it on here. I'll pull it up real quick. I did my obituary. You can think I'm crazy if you want to, but the one thing I ain't gonna have, they ain't gonna be putting no bad pictures up there of me. I said, let me do my shit now. Okay. In loving memory, and it's a nice obituary. In loving memory of, I put the picture I want, and then let me see if I could go over. I got all the stuff that I wanted written up with me. That's the whole service and all of that stuff. I did the whole thing. My family ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. Okay, I'm gonna make a whole folder that will have the life insurance, assets, okay, trust, obituary, everything that I want is all there. Y'all can think I'm crazy. Big shout out to B. I see you, mama, pulling up. That's what I'm talking about. Check it out. Yeah. Hello, Heather. Hello, Heather. I see you in the building. Big shout out to Godson. I see y'all. Y'all know I'm in the zone right now. So again, if I don't get to you, I will get to you soon. Those comments are coming up. They don't come up by themselves. Ray, put those comments up on the board. So that means we see y'all and we acknowledge you. All right. Now, let's get it popping. Let's talk about funerals because they cost money, okay? Ray, let me know if it's something I need to get into on here just in case, all right? And I might go a little over time because I got a lot of things to address, but I want to make sure that when we leave here tonight, we good and we having this conversation with our people and we not doing this no more. We're not doing the GoFundMe's no more for people's funeral. We're not doing that because if you don't care enough about yourself now, but why should that pressure fall on somebody else later? That's all I'm saying. It ain't right, y'all. It ain't right, and we got to get it together. This ain't a diss at nobody who had to do it. It's not a shot. I'm not trying to talk or embarrass or nothing. What I'm trying to do is help us grow and be in a better position so we can stop this madness because it ain't cool. All right. Funerals cost money. The service costs money. The pastor costs money. The place where you want to have the repast costs money. It costs money for them to dig that dirt in that hole if you're going to get buried. It costs money for them to put you in the ground. It costs money for them to put the dirt back over you. It costs money for the tombstone. You understand what I'm saying? All right? Okay? Do you understand? Make sure you check on that too. Because if you don't, they might not even be taking care of the gravesite correctly. You got to make sure that you are doing that too for your loved ones. Guys, it costs to die. Get your paperwork right. I don't know if y'all know or heard of something, but when I was going to college, we had to do a report, and it was called the 5 wishes. Y'all can look this up, okay? I don't have it with me now, but y'all can look this up. The 5 wishes. It's like giving the power of who you want to be the power of attorney, like I already stated, to take care of you. It's like you got 5 things that you want. Who do you want to take care of you? How do you want them to take care of you? Where do you want to be? What are the things that you want them to do? Look that up online because that's a part of you being alive and having that power of attorney take care of you. So make sure that you understand and know what you want. Like a lot of people, we think about other stuff, but we don't think about that. You know what I mean? You might have somebody, and I'm not trying to be funny, who don't brush their damn teeth. So guess what? If they taking care of you, they ain't gonna brush your shit either. You know what I'm saying? You better make sure you got somebody that's gonna brush your teeth and wash your ass. I'm sorry about. Look. I'm keeping it real. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I'm just saying, make sure you got the right people that's gonna take care of you the right way. All right. Point blank. Protect your assets. That should be in your will. All right. And I just told y'all, create your own obituary. I know you probably thinking I ain't doing that. It sounds crazy. And y'all might think that I'm crazy, but I showed you. I got my own obituary. They not doing that with me. All right. And don't be having people who can't sing at my damn funeral. I don't want to hear that either. We not doing that. Okay. No. Because I'm going to pull you down with me. You better stop playing. No, I'm trying to lighten up the situation, but I'm very serious though. Okay. I am very, 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 very serious about what I'm saying. And I really hope that anybody that's here tonight, if you don't have these things in order, if your mother didn't sit down with you and say, hey, this is what I want, this is where my paperwork is, this is the things that I need, here's my life insurance. If you didn't sit down with your kids, if you got siblings or aunts and uncles, and I'm going to say this again, a lot of times people will not talk to their family members forever. And then those are the same people they think that's supposed to come together and bury you. Okay? Funerals don't count. Spread love now. Give your family the flowers while they can still smell them. Stop being like that. All right. Stop being like that. Funeral homes, they profit off of us at the time that we're grieving. And you got to know that. Okay. They profit off of us at the time that we are grieving. That's why it's important to have your stuff. You might make a decision because you want to give your family member the best that you could give them because you love them so much and they're not here and you don't want people to think you're being cheap and all this stuff. And you might make drastic decisions that they probably didn't even want anyway. That's why you got to know what they want. Do you know what you want? Do you? Do you know? Do you know? Okay. Let me drink some water. I got 2 bottles of water over here. Again, guys, this is a conversation that we need to have. Now, what I'm about to break down to y'all, a lot of people don't know this. There are different types of funerals, okay? All right. So let me tell y'all the type of funerals that you can have. And listen, it's okay. It is okay. Respect. This is why you got to know what you want. Everybody that's being cremated probably didn't want to be cremated, but if they ain't got no money to bury you, that's where you end up, right? That's where you end up. So let's talk about the different types of funerals. And if anybody need me to go over anything that I already addressed, please let me know. What's good, Katrina? Okay, so the first type of funeral is the traditional full service burial. That is when you have the viewing. There's like the visitation, like when they come in, the visitation, the funeral ceremony, the burial, and then there's the grave site. That's the traditional, okay? You got to have money for that, okay? And that's just that part. We ain't talking about even after that. If you want to do the feeding everybody, the repast or whatever it's called. We ain't even talking about that, all right? The second one is the direct burial. This is more affordable. Or they can call it the intermediate burial. Okay, what happens is when the person is deceased, they're buried shortly after the death without a funeral service or a formal ceremony. The funeral home, they will obtain the death certificate and require permits to prepare the body and arrange transportation to the cemetery for burial. So that's the second one. The third one is called the full service cremation. All right. This includes a viewing and visitation, a funeral service, basic cremation service. Because there is a viewing, typically the body will still be, embalmed, right? Because of the viewing, it will still be embalmed, but then they'll cremate the body afterwards. The cremated ashes are placed in like an urn, which can be buried below or above ground, or it could be scattered, or the family could keep it. All right. The other one is the fourth one is called the direct cremation. And this is when the deceased is cremated shortly after death without any funeral service or formal ceremony. All right. The embalming the body is unnecessary at that point. There's no need for it because they're not viewing the body. So they don't do all of that. All right. A cardboard container can be used for the cremation process. All right. Direct cremation is inexpensive funeral option. And it is kind of rapidly growing right now in the population since people are struggling with money. But a lot of people don't want that. They can't, you know what I mean? Some people didn't want that, but that ends up being what it is. And just so you know, when you do that, look, if you suspected that there was foul play, there is no autopsy at this point. There's no going back and trying to figure things out, guys. You understand? So this is why, you got to understand the importance of these things. I don't need my family member going into debt to put together a whole service. Okay, I'm about to look for a bunch of people who ain't never liked me anyway. They don't call me, they don't show up, they don't act like they care, right? Listen, let's talk about something real quick. Let's state the obvious, right? We're going to state the obvious. Here is what happens a lot of times. And this is what I'm telling y'all. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. I am tired of when we family get together. Everybody say, oh, we got to stop getting together. We got to start getting together more often. The only time we see each other is when somebody dies. We got to keep in touch more and stay in touch, right? They come around, talk about people, judge everybody on what they did and what they didn't do for the service, who paid for what. They all got the expectations of who should get what. They eat up all the food, drink, exchange numbers, and go home and forget you ever existed. All right. While the ones who really love you is at home suffering, going through stuff and grieving with no one there. Who gives a damn? Right? Listen, these are obvious things. I know that it sounds harsh, but I got to say this because it's real. And sometimes people go home and they're alone and they suffering. You know, they alone and they suffering and we don't talk about it. But I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the only time that the conversation is about death and everybody always got that famous line that we got to start sticking together more. Okay. All right. We got to start sticking together more. Well, let's do it. Let's do it now, right? Funerals don't count. Spread love now. That's why it fits this. It fits this so well. It really do. Don't put the financial burden on your family. Pay attention right now. Because, see, find out what the person wants so that you don't have a family member spending all their money trying to make sure that they take care of a bunch of people that showed up who don't give a damn. And then they eat and then they go home and now what? You know what I mean? Town mama, I hear that all the time. Then I set up a gathering and those people don't show up. Oh, I hope that's not... Town mama, I hope that you're not talking about that happens at a funeral. I hope you're not talking about that happens at a funeral because that would be messed up. We're going to open the phone lines, right? In case y'all want to go call in. We're going to open the phone lines, but until that, if nobody don't, I will keep on going. Now, on the other hand, if that is not the case, and everyone loves you and everything is so great and, you're doing fine and your family can afford it, then that's cool. But you still got to pay attention to everything that's going on right now. And you still need to make the adjustments that need to be made so that your family is not trying to figure things out at the last minute. All right? It's not cool. It is not cool. And like I told y'all before, sometimes you get people that don't talk to you for years, and then everybody be looking at you like, what you putting up? What you putting up? Hold up. Where's the paperwork at? Where's the paperwork? Where's the life insurance? Where's the trust? Are there any assets? Was the person in the military? Do they have military assistance to help bury them? Do they have public assistance? Do they have Medicaid or Medicare? Because they give small amounts to help bury you too. See, I don't know if y'all knew that. But no, you got to know these things, right? You have to know these things. Again, I'm going to repeat. Do you have a power of attorney in case you didn't die, but you're not in a position to take care of yourself? Who's going to be the person to take care of you? Don't be afraid to talk to your mother about this, all right? Don't be afraid. Tell mama. No, the ones who only go to the funeral and say, we should get together. Oh, you understand? Yes. Absolutely. And Thaisha said, it's $250 you only get for Medicaid. But listen, that's $250 less that you need from GoFundMe, right? Anything counts. Anything counts. Let me drink my water. Phone lines is open if y'all want to chop it up with your girl. So like I was saying, for people who you see, once you have this conversation, see, and this is the thing. Once you guys have this conversation with your loved ones and you see that they still don't get their paperwork in order and they don't give a damn about having nothing in order, then what you need to remind them is that there is always Pottersfield. Okay? Pottersfield. That's where they just throw all the bodies. If they don't know who they are, they ain't got no family, they ain't got no money. They put you there. Is there even a name on it? We don't even know if there's a name. They just kind of like throw you wherever. Okay? If that's the life that you want after death, after the fact, then that's cool. If that's what you want. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. All right. Listen, we're about to take a phone call on the line real quick. So let me know when to go. All right, caller, state your name and where you're calling from. Oops, sorry. Caller, state your name and where you're calling from. I hear nothing. Hold on. All right, we got to transfer you over. Okay, here we go. Caller, state your name and where you're calling from. We can hear you now. Sorry about that.
This guy's son calling from Detroit.
All right, Detroit in the building. Okay, stand up, stand up. That's what I'm talking about. I see you. I'll try to give you the sounds, but I couldn't do it. So what's good, guys?
You stupid. Nah, I'm really enjoying this subject, and it's really touching because we just had a recent passing. One of our uncles just passed. The thing about it,
I'm sorry.
he had everything together. You know what I'm saying? Like you was saying, everything was in line. He had his obituary already ready, got the will already set. And it's an example because they don't teach our people these things. They want to keep this stuff to themselves.
Absolutely.
And, I ain't even got to say who, you know what I'm saying? So, but this is a very good subject. I'm glad you're doing it.
Thank you.
Salute to King Ray over there. You know what I'm saying? The Navy bombs, bomb. You know what I'm saying?
He in the back.
Shout him out real quick. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing your thing. Much blessings to you and the fam. Y'all always got love in the D.
I appreciate that so much, Godson. And listen, we appreciate you for holding us down, always being supportive. You know what I'm saying? Sharing our stuff, which is so important for us because we share. Look, it's hard for us to reach the people sometime. And sometimes we're busy, but it definitely helps when we have supporters like you out there helping us and grinding and stuff like that. So we definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh man, I appreciate y'all. We the motherfucking movement. Oh, excuse my English.
Listen, do you already know what it is? Come on, man. Listen, it's talk therapy, but it's still from the ground up. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
You already know. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Do we got another caller? Okay. All right, Godson. I want to thank you so much for tapping in.
Peace and blessings, y'all.
Blessings. Absolutely. Caller, I'm not sure. The other caller that was just calling in. All right, Godson. Let me mute that. Yeah. Let me know when they're going in. And next caller, you could call back. We sorry about that. You could call back, and we will get y'all on the line. But listen, so all right, let's get it. Caller, state your name and where you calling from. Gotta transfer it over.
So all right, let's get it. Caller, state your name and where you calling from.
Okay, whoever that is, turn your something down. We have some feedback going on here. Whoever's calling in. You there? Caller, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now. Hi, who is this? State your name and where you calling from.
My name is Heather Hopgood, and I'm from Calhoun, Georgia. And I just wanted to shout out to all my homies, brothers, and everybody that's locked up, or, to the guys overseas. And I just want to give a shout out to all y'all. I know, you know what I mean? I know that you know the same know that I know.
Okay, all right. Okay, you came on here to get a contract sale. Let me tell you, Heather, big shout out to you and big shout out to everybody in the ATL. Let me ask you, Heather, do you have your paperwork in order?
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, what you mean you think? Uh-oh. What you mean you think?
I think so.
Okay. Well, listen.
Think.
It's fine. Listen, if you don't, but now after today, promise me that you will.
I promise.
Okay. All right. It's very important. So, this topic is extremely important because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that when you're not here, unless you don't care, like where you end up. But listen, at the end of the day, when we all leave this earth, that the ones that is around you and that love you is doing it right, the right way, in the way that you want it to be done. So get that paperwork together and shout out to your peoples. And you tell the ones that's locked up, they could get their paperwork right too, okay?
Get your paperwork ready. Oh, my bad.
It's all good. All right. So you got any shout outs? Oh, you did that already. The ones that
you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Heather. Well,
All
thanks so
right,
much
Miss
for calling
Lady.
in. All right, you enjoy your day and get that paperwork right, girl.
Enjoy your water, water.
I got it. All right, take
All
care.
right, one.
All right. So yeah, guys, like I was saying, on the things back up. Like I was saying, you want to make sure that things is in order. I spoke about the potter's field. The potter's field, okay? So very important. I'm going to briefly just touch on a few things again, just so in case you miss what I was saying. All right. The will, okay? Understanding the will and what it's for and what it's about. If y'all need me to repeat it, I will repeat it. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna do that for y'all real quick. I'm gonna breeze through it real quick for the ones who came in late. Y'all might have missed the good stuff. So I don't want you to miss the good stuff. So I'm gonna go over it very, very quickly. I'm not gonna go into full details, but I'm just gonna help y'all understand what everything is, what everything means, and why. Well, you already know why you should have it. I don't really need to tell you that part. You already know why you should have those things in order. Mm. And I'm gonna get to some of y'all comments that I was unable to get to at the time. But let's start with life insurance. I told y'all whole life insurance or term life insurance is either you're paying it your whole life or you're paying it for a specific term. I talked to y'all about having a will, and what a will is a legal document that spells out how you want your affairs to be handled and your assets to be distributed after you die. You allocate who gets what so that your greedy family members are not there fighting over your stuff, popping up out of the blue when you ain't seen them for years, okay? Understand that children cannot inherit money if they're under the age of 18. You would need to go to court. They will need to go to court to get that money, and they will have to pay a lawyer. And if there's money involved, obviously, because they're going to court for money, that there will be fees and it will take away from what they got. And they will have to have a really good reason as to why they need that money. And the trust is nothing but that's the name of the document. And it's more expensive to do, but it offers more control over your assets. And it really helps to avoid those other fees that you would have to pay if you didn't have it, if you only had a will. That is exactly why a will is not enough these days. It's just not enough. Okay. You can create a trust, like I told y'all before, by going to what's that, Staples. You could go online and you could get a trust. A living revocable trust is while you're alive. Revocable means that okay, you can make changes to it while you're alive. You know, so a will and a trust is kind of the same, but it's a little bit different. They both help transfer your estates and your funds and your assets over to the ones who you want to have it. But the trust gives you a little more protection on how to do that. So, guys, you got to understand that. And again, I told you, if you ain't got the money to do it, if you can't afford to have a lawyer to take care of these things, go online and look for one, or go to Staples. They got it there for free. Understanding that funerals cost money. I told y'all about that. And understand the 5 wishes. If something was to happen to you, who do you want to be the power of attorney? The power of attorney to take care of you, to make sure you good, to brush your teeth, pay your bills, wash your behind, the whole 9 yards. Somebody that you know, if you like a clean house, but you pick somebody that like a dirty house, you're gonna be uncomfortable, and ain't nothing that you could do about it because you can't, right? So that's why you got to get those things in order. Protect your assets, okay? Create your own obituary, like I did. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. Create your own obituary. That way your family ain't trying to figure out what to write and what to say. People be under stress at the time, you know? They be under stress at the time, all right? And I told y'all about the funerals. I'm going to go over that real quickly. But before I do, we're going to get to the caller that's on the line. And then I'm going to go over that again so y'all can understand the different types of funerals that you can have. So I'm going to the phone lines. Caller, now let me know if you transfer it over. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, this is Town Mama. I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Hello, Town Mama. How are you? Big shout out to Wisconsin in the building. How you doing?
I'm good. Long time no see. Haha.
Yes.
You've touched on a lot of good topics. I am a licensed life insurance agent in the state of Wisconsin.
Nice.
Something like your parents, if they're getting close to the age of nursing home care and that, and they think that everything is in order, they've got their life insurance, their beneficiaries, but if they don't have that trust or an estate set up, Medicare and Medicaid can come and make them liquidate every insurance policy, etc., to pay for their nursing home care.
Wow. Thank you for calling in and telling us that, because I did not know that. Thank you so much. Wow.
Yep. There's also, like final expense insurance, which covers your burial and everything, and nobody can touch that. Okay. But if say your mom, and I know she's listening, so I know she's not old enough for it, but say your grandmother, all of a sudden the family says, oh, mom can't take care of herself, grandma can't take care of herself, she's got to go into a nursing home. And when you meet with those social workers and that, the first thing they're going to do is look at every bit of money you might have, including every insurance, annuity, whatever, and they're going to tell you you have to liquidate it. Even your house, if your house isn't included in that trust or estate, they're going to make you sell it and take it.
Oh, do y'all hear this? I hope y'all listening up. Because she's dropping some gems on y'all right now. This is deep, okay? Because this is her profession. She's in that profession. And tell them again what you do.
I work in the health field, but I am a licensed life insurance agent in the state of Wisconsin.
All right. This is some good stuff. Because think about it. And that's what I'm saying about protecting your assets. So protecting it, you got to know the right way on how to protect it. Because people could think that having certain things is okay, but did you do everything correctly so that they don't come in and take everything from you? Okay. Thank you, Karen.
Once they go in a nursing home, they have to use up all their assets before they can go on Medicaid, where the government kicks in and pays for it. All those assets have to be used up unless it is ironclad in that trust or an estate trust. It doesn't matter who your beneficiaries are or anything. If it's not ironclad, they will make you liquidate it, because I've lost a lot of clients who all of a sudden they're no longer clients because they had to liquidate their insurances.
Wow. You know what's so crazy is that now I understand. I understand now why a lot of people, they're taking their families out of nursing homes and just having someone come to the house, because it's more affordable than having them in a place where, they can't really afford it, because they got to pay the staff for the building, all of these other fees to house them. It costs a lot of money.
We're paying one of my aunts right now, we're power of attorney, and for her to be in the nursing home, we're paying $9,000 a month.
Oh my God.
That's for full care. They feed her, they bathe her, whatever. $9,000 a month.
$9,000 a month.
In Florida.
That is crazy. See, they coming off. I mean, does it really cost $9,000 a month to take care of an individual?
I really don't know. It's cheaper. It is cheaper at home because, like, Medicaid, and you're even possibly, if you have a supplemental insurance for Medicaid, they will kick in or pay for part of that home care.
Okay. That's good information, Karen. I want to thank you so much for calling in and giving that information, because that's a good part that I did not cover. And I hope that people are listening, and if they didn't know that, definitely good to know now. So thank you so much for that.
And
I appreciate
the thing
it.
is, there is a time limit say your grandmother all of a sudden needs to go into a nursing home, the family can't suddenly start taking what they want, because unless it was done 5 years, in some states, 5 years prior to your grandmother going into the nursing home, that money belongs to the government then to use for her care. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Woo! Isn't that something? That is that, but I could kind of understand it. They probably say, well, we're not going to give you government funds to help when you have these things.
Right.
Like you got to help yourself. And in a way, I kind of understand it. I mean, you really can't. It's about prioritizing, right? You can't expect anybody else to take care of you before you take care of you. And if you have the means to do so, you can't beg for what you need and then keep what you want. It doesn't work that way. And this is why we got to have things in order. So again, I want to thank you so much for that information. That was great, great, great information, Karen. Thank you so much for calling in. Yes. Any shout outs you want to give before you go?
Shout out to everyone in the chat room, Godson, King Charlie Prince, Hardy if he's still in there, and Cisco, hey Cisco, everybody, who is tuned in. This is a really good topic. There are financial institutions out there that every now and then, or even through your church, that might offer final estate advice. So a lot of times it's free. Take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right. All right, Karen. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you coming on the scene and giving us that information. We definitely needed that. Yeah, I see somebody in there. I don't even know that 9 inches. You want we about to block you. Okay, don't come up in here with that. All right, before you need a plot. About to put your ass in Potter's Field. Don't play with us, okay? So anyway, guys, like I was saying, again, I'm gonna go over the different type of funerals that there are. There's the traditional. That's you get the whole works. You get the viewing, the visitation, the cemetery, the burial, the whole 9 yards. Do you all know what type of funeral you want? Because look, you know what I always said? Well, shout out to my mom. I know she's here on the check-in. She's here on the check-in. She was like, I want direct burial. You could do everything at the gravesite. So sometimes, again, I'm going to say this. It's okay, guys. It is totally okay to not do all of that stuff. Sometimes you feel obligated, right? Don't let anybody make you feel obligated, like you have to do all this stuff. These things cost money, and if the paperwork ain't right, it doesn't have to be a financial burden on you. You don't have to do that. You do not have to do that, okay? So please, please, please don't let people make you feel like, oh, I got to go through all this stuff. I got to do all these things. And, you putting yourself in complete debt, and that you don't even know if that's what they wanted. You know what I mean? But know what you want. Know what you guys want. All right? That's what I'm trying to say.
What's up, Tom?
Let me see. Life begins when the church ends. Okay, I hear that, Heather. Life begins when the church ends. I'm so glad that Karen came in with that information. For real. So important that we know those things. And I really, really hope that you guys are really getting your paperwork and your stuff in order. I really, really do. I hope tonight, if you do not have it done tonight, get it done. The great thing about this show is that it stays on YouTube and it stays on our Roku TV network. If you have a Roku TV, you can look for us on there and add us to your channel list. It's From the Ground Up Productions TV. That's our network. You will be able to see this show and you will be able to watch this on YouTube. You can share this with other people. Have that conversation. If you feel like it's an uncomfortable conversation to have with your loved ones, then let them watch this and just talk. And see if they say it on their own, if it's uncomfortable for you to say. All right, I'm about to take the caller on the phone right now. Caller, state your name and where you calling from.
What's good, man? This is the infamous Mr. 845 Tolerance in the building, man.
All right, good. We got
What's up? What's up, Rockland? What's good?
All right. What's good,
Talk to me.
Listen, you talk to me.
Man.
You see the topic. Tell me what you think about the topic. How you feel about that?
Hey, man. I mean, between me and you, I ain't trying to plan mine too fast. You hear me?
I can't say. Yo, you don't have to plan it, but you know you ain't got the final say. He do.
Hey.
Okay, stop playing, okay? He said,
hey, yo.
Listen.
I'm looking at you. I'm like, yeah, you playing against. I'm like, hey, listen, man. hey, but I'm saying it is a beautiful topic, though, Miz, at the end of the day, because that's a subject that not a lot of people touch on because not a lot of people care. When they go, they like, fuck it. I mean, excuse my language, but when they going, they going.
Right.
But I definitely understand where you're coming from, and it definitely makes sense to, at least have, your situation planned out for your family so they won't be scrambling. Right?
Exactly. Because here's the thing, Tyler. When they're gone, they're gone. But that's going to fall on somebody when they're gone. There's going to be a person that everybody looks to and say, okay, so when's the funeral? So what's going on? So what's this and that? Right? If we got parents that's still living and something happened to our parents, who's taking care of that? Do you have the funds to take care of it? Or do they have their stuff in order? And if they do you have access to that to make sure? Or are you not on the paperwork? Are you a part of the power of attorney? You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I get it. You don't want to plan it because you don't want it to happen. It's not about speaking it into existence. It's really just about preparing and prioritizing so that when it does happen, because it will happen for all of us one day. That's the one thing in life that we are promised is that we're going to die. It's just paperwork right. And that's what this show is about tonight.
And a lot of people don't want to think about that end of the road.
Absolutely, they don't.
A lot of people don't.
Let me tell you why it's selfish.
Yeah,
it's selfish because again, the person could say, I don't care no more, but it's falling on somebody else. And that's why I say if you have that attitude that you don't care now, then just welcome to Pottersville. You understand what I'm saying? If you got that attitude, for straight up, okay, if you got that attitude now, then that's exactly where the person is going to end up if the people ain't got it. Or if you don't want to be cremated and you didn't do that, then that's where it might end up being. So at the end of the day, get that paperwork right, get your stuff in order, protect your assets, and make sure things are straight. Absolutely.
True, man. Super, 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 super good topic, man. I see a lot of people tuning in for that topic, man, because I mean, you're touching on a topic that not a lot of people touch on, man. And hats off to you for that, man. You get all your flowers, man. You coming strong with the different topics every week for everybody to tune in, man. I see what you and Ray doing. Shout out to your daughter too, man, and the whole production team, man. You hear me?
Absolutely, and big shout out to you, Tyler Mix. You part of the team, so big shout out to you doing your thing. The screenplay writer, the one who teaching me how to write films and stuff. So listen, you doing your thing, and why don't you tell people what you're gonna be doing on the set on From the Ground Up before you go? What show you doing?
Man. All right, From the Ground Up, man. We linked up with E-Man Boogie Productions. I'm co-hosting with DC Some Love and Hip Hop on October 30th.
Okay.
Also the stage manager alongside E-Man Boogie. And from E-Man Boogie Productions. And, you know, it was a blessing, him, you know, taking his hat off and, you know, just giving me the opportunity to do that, man. And so, you know, flowers to him too, man. I love E-Man to death, grew up with him forever.
That's
He's
what's up.
all the way 845.
You
You know, he loves you too, Miz. He loves Ray. He loves the whole camp, man. Shout out to everybody, man, in Spring Valley, man, Hilltop, man. Also, shout out Mahogany Rose too, man, because she's a part of E-Man Boogie Productions, and like she's super good at what she does on the. We out here.
Okay.
Know what I mean?
All right.
It's the rebirth of Spring Valley.
Yeah, you
Rebirth.
already know. And what show are you going to be on From the Ground Up Productions? Because you left that out.
Hood Court.
You better act like
We
you better
out
stop
here.
playing.
We out here.
Stop playing.
Hood Court.
Coming soon at a theater near you.
Hood
but not
Court.
really a theater. Okay? On freaking YouTube.
Fuego.
All right, on Roku. Hood
Fuego.
Court. Bring them to Hood Court.
Me and you, Miz.
Absolutely.
Me and you, Miz.
You already know.
Bring that energy. Hey.
Big shout out to my cousin Jean on the check-in. Thank you so much for the excellent topic. I hope that this helped. T.
Hey.
Yeah, we reached that time and we about to check out.
All right, man. Yo, Hood Court, man. Check it out, man. Me and Miz, man. We going in, man. Bring your drama to us, man. We gonna settle that. Holla. I'm out of here.
Peace.
Yo, Ray, I love you. Ray, I love you, man.
He said peace. He said he love you too. Later.
I'm out of here.
All right.
845, man.
All right. One. All right, y'all. All right. So anyway, guys, I really do hope that this helped. Like I said, I went through the different type of funeral type of service you can have, different type of life insurance, getting your paperwork in order. Karen called up and gave y'all some great information on what can happen to your assets, even if you have all that stuff and you end up in a nursing home and they start taking all your stuff and liquidating all your things. So again, excuse me, make sure that you guys have all of that stuff in order. Do not be afraid to have this conversation with your loved ones. Do not be afraid to do that. Okay. It is important that we sit down together, have our conversation, create a folder, put all your stuff in one place. And then one other thing besides the folder, because that's a physical form, take that stuff and email it to yourself and email it to your loved ones. In case something happens, if there's a fire and they can't get to it, they can always retrieve it and go back to the email, y'all. All right? They can always retrieve it and go back to the email. So make sure y'all get that stuff in order. Again, big shout out to Lady Z. I see you in the check-in. I want to thank y'all all for tuning in. I'm going to ask y'all again, share this link. And also, please tell people to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're really trying to push this. We got a long way to go from the ground up. That's how it is. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. We got almost 900 to go. It's going to take a minute, but that's okay. We in it for the long run. Big shout out to Big Veg. We just had him on the show yesterday. We got Making It in the 845, a reality show that I am going to be doing with several different people from the 845. And I'm telling you, it's so many great things in the making, and I'm creating a lot of stuff. And one thing that I did create is my folder with my obituary and my life insurance, my trust, okay? All of that stuff is in the folder because I don't want to do that to my family, and I don't need nobody taking advantage of them when I'm not here or them making any rational decisions based off of somebody trying to make them feel bad. I'm still trying to figure out if I want the whole full service or if I just want direct burial too. I mean, I got to see how things go, because if people ain't pulling up now or showing me and giving me my flowers now, then why should I have my family go all out to do that? We're not doing that. And I don't want you to do that either. But anyway, do what you feel is best for you. But the one thing you better do is get that paperwork together. We're about to get up out of here, Raymond. Get that paperwork together. The silent assassin over here. I love y'all. Please make sure that y'all do what I said. And if you need help or if you got questions, you can always hit me up. I am here to assist y'all. Thank you so much, Cow Cutter. Thank everybody. I appreciate y'all. And that's it. I'll see y'all next week. When? Monday. See y'all Monday. from the Ground Up Productions. And then I'll see y'all again on Tuesday. Peace.
We hope you enjoyed your time with Les Mis on Talk Therapy. We'll see you next time. Be sure to add our channel to your Roku list and listen to us on all streaming platforms.
From the ground up. From the ground up. There's only one way to go from here.